Hello and welcome to Pop Around channel. Thank you for joining us today in our South Coasts of England and the Isles of Scilly series. If you watched our previous episode, you would have known that we took a flight on a twin-engine aircraft from Land's End Airport and landed on St. Mary's Island. We've had about 6 days on the Isles of Scilly and we have a lot to share. Currently there are 5 inhabited islands and a few groups of small islands. With a population of 1,800, St. Mary's is the biggest island of all 5. There are a lot you can do in the Isles of Scilly and there are many ways you can enjoy these 5 stunning islands, and seal spotting is one of many experiences you shouldn't miss. On our day 2 in the Isles of Scilly, we were all psyched up and excited about our snorkeling trip we booked weeks in advance. The tour was with the Seal Snorkeling Adventures, who takes people for a snorkeling around St. Martin's Island with a wild seal encounter opportunity. It could have been an amazing experience, but the agent let us down big time by leaving us stranded at the quay due to poor organization. Unfortunately, we weren't offered any other options. They said they were fully booked and a refund was impossible. So I wouldn't recommend seal snorkeling adventures despite how tempting the idea of swimming with the seals can be. However, we'd like to recommend a less enthusiastic wildlife tour, which is a boat trip around the Eastern Isles where lots of seabirds and seals like to hang out. This lovely wildlife tour was suggested to us on our last day on the island, which was kind of a compensation to the seal encounter opportunity we missed on our day 2. The trip turned out to be quite exciting and it was amazing to see loads of seals swimming in the sea. Some have popped their heads up looking quite curious at us. Some were spotted chilling on small rocky islets. Although this wildlife tour was amazing, it created quite a big dilemma for us at the time we had to make the decision, because we had until about 3 o'clock to head to the airport. We had to choose between St. Agnes Island and the wildlife tour, and choosing the wildlife tour means that we don't get to complete all 5 inhabited islands. But at the end of the day, I am happy to have taken our last chance, while we're still here, to spot the wild seals. Anyway, after we missed the boat with Seal Snorkeling Adventures, we decided to explore St. Martin's anyway. So we bought the ferry tickets, hopped on the boat and got ourselves to St. Martin's Island. The experience at the quay though was a bit confusing. The system was strangely organized, which made us realize how and why we missed that boat. Although the ferry tickets are conveniently available at various places like some local shops and some hotels, but the ticket booth by the quay is definitely the best place to obtain the correct and real-time information about the assigned boats for each destination. However, the ticket booths can get very busy at times and it could be hard to find the right moment to talk to the staff at the ticket booth. The information board at the quay can be handy when we already bought the tickets, because it contains information about the assigned boats for each destination and the departure time. But because it doesn't say where the boat is located, things can get a bit chaotic and confusing due to several reasons. 1. Because there's no information at the piers, which can lead to a runaround in search for the boats. 2. The boatmen are not easily identified. This is because they wear plain clothes with a boatman print written in the back of their shirts, not announcing where their boats are going. 3. The assigned boats are often seen leaving the pier before the scheduled time of departure. This was because the boats were full and somehow different ones usually appeared at the scene to take care of the rest of the passengers. Anyhow, we have survived the chaotic system and found our way to St. Martin's Island. Another amazing looking island in the Isles of Scilly. St. Martin's is the second largest island in the Isles of Scilly and also the closest to the Eastern Isles where lots of seals like to hang out. We discovered that the seals can easily be seen from St. Martin's Island around Purpich Beach. Kayaking around the island can also get you even closer to the seals. Other than this, I'd also like to recommend hiking to Daymark, which is one of the oldest surviving daymarks in the country that has been used to warn passing ships of the dangerous rocky coast for over 300 years. Daymark is standing on one of the highest points of the Isles of Scilly. The surrounding landscape is beautifully carpeted with dark pink heathers, contrasting green and yellow vegetation and rugged coves. This iconic attraction is located on the edge of the west side of St. Martin's Island, in the area called Chapel Down. Hiking can be quite fun here, especially when the views are so spectacular and rewarding. But little did we know that the path can get smaller and smaller at times. Here at St. Martin's, the scenic path leading towards Great Bay can be a little obscured. Before we moved on from St. Martin's Island, I'd like to recommend the Little Arthur Cafe located in the area called Higher Town. The cafe offers friendly services, delicious food, and a spectacular view overlooking the Eastern Isles. I've tasted some local delicacies and had delicious seafood like these. However, none of the restaurants I went to had any crab sandwiches left at the time I ordered. I literally saw the last crab being taken away right in front of me while I was at the Island Fish Cafe on Bryer, trying to order a crab salad, yet I couldn't catch a break. However, my alternative was again lobster salad, which was again very delicious and 100% recommended. Bryer is known for its rugged beauty and quiet beaches. It is the smallest inhabited island of all 5, with a population of only around 80 people. This considerably compact island is located fairly close to the west of Tresco, the second largest island in the Isles of Scilly, providing the channel between the 2 islands with somewhat calmer sea, which is fairly suitable for water activities. Considering by the size, we thought it would be a brilliant idea to kayak around the island and towards Tresco. But our plan kept getting postponed day after day due to the wind condition, and not until our day 4 in the Isles of Scilly we finally had our luck. The wind had dropped and we were able to hire a kayak. However, we were advised to paddle only within the sheltered bit, which is along the channel on the east side of the island. But because our plan had changed on a daily basis, I managed to forget my aqua shoes just when I needed them the most. However, we had a very nice time kayaking and made it to the top of the island. We left our kayak at the kitchen porch and marched into the Fraggle Rock Bar and Cafe. After a lovely cup of coffee, we decided to go on foot towards the top bit of the island called Shipman Head Down. The hill provides a very lovely view of the channel and Cromwell's castle on Tresco Island. Even though Tresco is considered the second largest island in the Isles of Scilly, it stretches for only about 2.5 miles. It is home to the world-class subtropical garden that consists of 20,000 plant species from around the globe. Tresco Abbey Garden was established in 19th century by Augustus Smith, the Duchy of Cornwall, who served as Lord Proprietor of the Isles of Scilly for over 30 years. Other than beautiful collections of plants, Tresco Abbey Garden is also home to red squirrels and the Valhalla Figurehead Museum. The garden opens daily with entry fees, and as usual, you can find more information in the description. Exploring the garden itself can take about half a day, so my advice is to give a lot of time to explore the island.
Who are you?
Always aware of the distance of your location, as the ferry pickup location may change depending on the time and tides. Considering that Tresco is the second largest island of the Isles of Scilly, we thought that cycling should make our excursion easier and faster. Little did we know that some paths aren't suitable for bicycles, like this sandy one that leads to the old block house. The views up there though was fantastic. cycling in Tresco can be nice, but the seaside paths are mostly unsuitable for bicycles because the paths can be very small, sandy, rugged, and some leading uphill through the vegetations and some leading around the cliffs. My quest for crab sandwich continues here, and yet the closest I've come to crab was this crab linguine I had at the Ruined Beach Cafe, which was absolutely amazing. We'd also come across a lot of these tiny bandits who've been stealing crumbs and scraps from the table, and no amount of food can ever seem to fill their tummies. After visited 4 inhabited islands in the Eastern Isles, we have flown back to Land's End Airport. And in the next episode, we're going to be showing you some parts of Cornwall we visited. If you enjoyed my video, please hit like, share, and if not already, please subscribe to Pop Around channel, and we'll see you next episode. Thank you for watching. Bye now!